Radioactivity Lecture Part 1 Discovery. In 1896, when Henry Becquerel was working on uranyl sulfate, is on uranium ore, and he observed that it is affecting the photographic field in absence of light. So he thought that there is some rays which are uncontrollable, and it is called Becquerel rays. After that, the 1896, after the 2 year of that discovery, Marie Curie and Pierre Curie discovered polonium and radium, and they are more powerful than uranium. Polonium and radium are more powerful than uranium. An atomic number of 84 to 92 all are radioactive element. Some property of the radioactive element, they are the heavy element and emitting energy in form of rays decaying to new elements. Atomic number 84 to 92 all are radioactive. Polonium, radon, thorium, uranium all are radioactive. And here is one example, like after a decay event uranium converted to thorium. This is the atomic number and this is atomic mass, and this is the parent nucleus and this is the daughter nucleus. So here we can see that atomic mass is decreasing, like 234 to 238 to 234. It is changing after a decay event. And next is radioactive rays. So when this decay event happened, they are and they ejected some particle and rays. So and they are the radioactive rays, and the property of that radioactive rays are they react with photographic plates, can penetrate through thin metals plate, can ionize gas. Rays are not affected by pressure, temperature, magnetic field, electricity, light, etc. And here is one example of that rays and their how to determine their property and how they are. So here is this is a lead block, and this is the source of radioactive rays, and rays is coming through this point. So and here is one positively charged plate, and here is one negatively charged plate. So here we can see that some rays are deflecting towards positively charged plate, and some are deflecting to a negatively charged plate, and some are neutral. So those are deflecting towards positively charged plate are called beta rays, and those are neutral, they are called gamma rays, and those are deflecting to a negatively charged plate, they are called alpha rays. And this is the photographic plate where we can see that, and this is showing the penetration power of different rays like alpha, beta, gamma. And here we can see that gamma rays have maximum penetration power, and alpha have minimum penetration power. And here property of alpha rays. So alpha rays is basically a alpha particle, like atomic mass, like here 234, 235 is atomic mass, and one ejecting one alpha particle, atomic mass goes down by 4, like 235 minus 4, 231, and number goes down by 2. Atomic number goes down by 2, means 92 minus 2 is 90. And this is the basically alpha particle, 2 helium 2He4, helium 2 plus, it's positively charged 2. So alpha particle has electrical charge plus 2. This is symbol helium 4He2, and mass is 6164 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Composition, they contain 2 proton, 2 neutron, 2 proton, 2 neutron, 2 plus 2 is 4 atomic mass, and can penetrate through 0.02 millimeter aluminum plates. After one alpha particle discharge, atomic mass goes down by 4 and atomic number goes down by 2, and they can ionize gas. Beta particle. Beta particle electric charge minus 1. Like they have similar charge with one electron. One beta particles mean one electron. So this is the symbol of beta particle. Their mass is 9.108 in 10 to the power minus 28 gram, same as an electron. Can penetrate through 5 millimeter aluminum plates. Can ionize, also they can ionize gas. Attract by positively charged as they are negatively charged particle. And after one beta particle discharge, atomic mass remains unchanged, but atomic number increased by 1. So here is the atom, and here is the total. And after one beta particle discharge, it's like there is one electron and anti-neutron. This is basically beta particle. So here A X Z, and after one beta particle discharge, atomic number increase by 1, that is Z plus 2, but atomic mass is same. And here beta particle and anti-neutron. And here is a practical example, like 14C6 after one beta particle discharge, its particle discharge in converted to nitrogen 14N7. For that, atomic number is increased by 1, means that is now it's nitrogen, but atomic mass is same. And here is one beta particle means this plus this equal to, it will come same. So what happened in the nucleus? So what happened that one beta, how this one beta particle discharge has been happened? So here what happened? Here one neutron is changing to one proton plus one electron and one antineutron. So one neutron, they are decreasing in the number of neutron but increasing one number of pi proton and one electron. And so here what happened? So overall atomic mass is same, like one neutron is gone but one proton is increasing and one electron this is releasing. This is beta particle, and this is the one proton is increasing. So P plus proton plus electron is equal to atomic mass. So atomic mass is constant, but one proton is increasing. That's why it's changed to 6 to 7. Gamma rays. They have very small wavelength, 10 to the power minus 12, not affected by magnetic and electric field because they are neutral, not affected by electrical field and magnetic field, as it is an electromagnetic rays. So the velocity is same to light, and as they are electromagnetic wave, so mass is also zero. It can penetrate through hundreds semi aluminum plates. Don't, and they don't ionize gas because they are neutral. They are not charged. And this is basically electromagnetic ray. After gamma ray discharge, atomic weight of mass change atomic mass and charge does not change, only change in atomic energy of nucleus. Means that after gamma particle discharge means energy is changing. So one atom is stabilized through releasing energy. Like here for helium, atomic mass and atomic number is not changing. Then you can say that here all are same. All these things are same. Electron, proton, neutron, all are same. Only change in their energy, like photon release. This is the wavelength, different wavelength of different rays: gamma, x-rays, ultraviolet, visible, infrared. So gamma had minimum wavelength. And comparison of alpha, beta and gamma rays by mass: alpha is alpha, then beta, then gamma. Alpha mass is higher than beta, and gamma has no mass, is zero. Velocity of gamma is maximum, then beta is lighter than alpha, and then alpha. Power to ionize gases: alpha has maximum power to ionize gases, then beta, then gamma. Deflection in magnetic field: so as beta is lighter and it is negatively charged, then it has maximum deflection in magnetic field. So beta, then alpha, then gamma. Gamma is neutral, so there no deflection. Radio Radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena. So to prove that, here is one experiment. Like we can measure the radioactivity of radium isotope, and radium chloride. So both has same amount of radium. Like in radium, isotope has 1 gram of radium, and here in radium chloride has 1 gram of radium. So if we measure the radioactivity, so it shows that same amount, it stores same amount of radioactivity. Like radium chloride has and radium chloride and radium has same amount of radioactivity, and their chemical reaction does not affect radioactivity, as this is the nuclear phenomena radioactivity, so it does not depend about the electrons, um, depend upon the electrons. So it's depend upon the nucleus, like it affected by the number of proton and neutron, that means atomic mass, not is depend upon the electron. So this is does not affect chemical reaction does not affect radioactivity. Radioactivity not depend on the external factors like pressure, temperature, magnetic field. It is a nuclear phenomena, so it does not affected by the temperature, magnetic field. Emission of alpha particle and its reason. So why alpha particle is ejecting? So to explain this, here we can explain this by the neutron by proton ratio. So if neutron by proton ratio is lower than normal value, then by emitting one alpha particle, it reaches to stable state. Example, uh, 226 radium, neutron, it has neutron is 226 minus 88 equal 138, and proton is 88. Then n by p ratio is 1.568, and after emitting one alpha particle, it's become radon. So after emitting one alpha particle, and 226 minus 4, 222, and 288 minus 2, 86, it becomes radon. So there here we can see that after emitting one alpha particle, its n by p ratio is increasing, which is closer to the normal value, and it now it's form a stable element. Like after emitting one alpha particle, it's form stable element. So for getting stability is emitting alpha particle. Thank you.